Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Cozy Christopher. Today we're going to do a quick review of the Xbox Series S after about a month of having it or so. Kind of give you all some thoughts as to if this is a system that you should purchase for yourself, what my experience has been thus far using it. I guess it's not a shocker that I don't play it as much as my PlayStation 5. It's also not a shocker that I don't play it as much as my Xbox Series X. However, thinking of the fact that if someone is thinking about buying this as a standalone, then it's definitely worth taking a look at. And we're going to go over some of the reasons why it's a really great system and some of the reasons why I think it's not so good of a system. But I will say this up front for all of you that need information quickly. This is worth a purchase if you're only buying one system or if you're focused on just having a system. Okay, let's go back. This is worth the purchase if you're buying a system and you're budget conscious and you're looking for the best that you can have for the least amount of money. It is a very, very, very good system for that. And there's going to be one key feature that makes this a really great purchase, regardless of the hardware, regardless of the limitations of the resolution and different things like that. So we will go over those things today in this quick video here, this quick video review. And let me know your questions or any comments in the comment section below. And we'll, as always, jump in there and have a good conversation and talk about whatever the particular subject is as usual. But definitely looking forward to hearing you all's feedback and thoughts on this particular system. And if this is something that you all are looking to purchase for the Christmas holiday or for, beyond the Christmas holiday, depending on when it's going to be available.
When linked to a Titan, the pilot can only be stopped by overwhelming force or an equal. The frontier has been the only home I've ever known. For years, our lands have been destroyed by the IMC, forcefully taking our resources, polluting and destroying our planets, and killing us off if we try to resist. Despite recent victories at Demeter and beyond, we have a long way to go before the IMC is defeated.
Here you will see some gameplay from Titanfall 2 on the Xbox Series S. This game natively plays in 4K resolution. However, you can see that there's not that big of a drop from the 4K to the 1440p resolution that the Xbox Series S puts out. And in my opinion, in most games, you probably won't be able to tell the difference.
Stabilize 250 milligrams of sans fentanyl administered. Caution, temporary side effects, nausea, dizziness,
I feel like there are going to be some blockbuster games that are, for instance, like a Cyberpunk 2077 or something to that level. You would be able to tell the difference between a 1440p, but in most cases, I don't think that you're going to see the difference between that and 4K natively being pushed out to your TV, especially depending on which TV you have and what type of power that particular screen has. And like I said, there are other games such as Jedi Falling Order where it does not look as good as what you would expect. And it's still playable. It still looks decent enough. And I think that you would only know that it looks bad if you're familiar with it being played on other copies. This game is also a native 4K game, and as you can see, the 1440p version is not as vibrant when you think about colors and things like that. Although the game doesn't look bad, it just definitely doesn't look like what the 4K version would look like on the Xbox One X, right? So as you're making a decision if you would buy the Xbox Series S versus maybe being able to find an Xbox One X, if they're similar prices, $299 and $299, I would go with the Xbox One X over the Series S just because of raw power. But that's still debatable when you're thinking about next gen versus last gen, and if the Xbox One X will be able to play the future next gen titles. One thing that works extremely well on the Xbox Series S that's also on the Xbox Series X is how fast you can move in and out of one game to the other. This is something that the PlayStation 5 has not figured out yet. They do have the switcher module, if you will, but it's not a true jumping from one game to the next as the Xbox ecosystem has at this point. For Xbox, you can fluidly move from one game to another game and start exactly where you left off, whereas in the PlayStation, when you use the little switcher mod or switcher app or whatever they have or whatever they're calling it, you're not truly switching games. You're ending one game abruptly and starting another simultaneously. So it is not, as efficient as what Xbox has. As you can see, on the clip, is that I can jump in and out of one game literally and play them almost at the exact same time by going back to the, hitting the home page or the home button and then switching back over. So as you see here, it's a quick excerpt to show you the title, and then you're right back into the game exactly where you left off. And that is phenomenal. I mean, that's something you don't know you need until you have it, and then you do it, and you use it a lot.
You're in bad shape. Hold on. This might knock you out, but you should be okay when you wake up. Lastimosa, hostile.
Another thing that's a plus or maybe a minus, depending on your thought process, is that the user interface for the Xbox Series S as well as the X works the exact same way. So it's the same layout. The only difference is that this one is a 1440p native gaming experience targeted for 1080p at a high frame rate, but everything else is the same. So if you were to watch Netflix, YouTube, or movies or media on this, it would play it at 4K. The only limitation is that it plays video games at a max of 1440p with 120 hertz, with 120 frames per second. So that's the 120 hertz. That's the only difference, and it's a major difference. But as far as using it outside of gaming, it's the exact same system, which is interesting. Okay, I talked about this before when I first opened it, the reason I purchased this. And it is as true today, a month later, as it was the day that I purchased it, the day I decided to purchase it. The reason I decided to purchase it is because of Xbox Game Pass. Now, if you didn't watch my last video, hopefully you did. This is the reason the Xbox ecosystem has a fighting chance to basically beat the PlayStation 5 this time around. They went out and purchased Bethesda, which is one of the largest development studios in the gaming world, and then they added it to its trove. And then they also have the EA Sports bundle as well. That's a part of the Game Pass also. And what that gives you is over 100 different video games. Some of them are, lackluster, if you will, or older video games that are not remade and they don't fit each system appropriately. But if you think about this particular system, it makes Xbox Game Pass phenomenal because a lot of those games that were 1080p built will work and run extremely, extremely well on this system. So for $14.99 a month, you basically give yourself a library of 100 plus video games that you can also play on your personal computer. So if you're a PC gamer and you have a Windows system, which 99% of them are, you can play these games on there as well through the Microsoft Store using the Game Pass, the Xbox Game Pass. This is what makes this worth $299 because it's basically a streaming game platform like a Roku TV. Okay, so that has been my thoughts on the Xbox Series S or Xbox Series Scarlet, as some people call it. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know if this video was helpful for you. As I said, there are some really, really great features that are on the Xbox Series S that makes it a really good buy for anybody thinking about getting a gaming system now, whether they're upgrading from the old Xbox One. I would not upgrade from the Xbox One X to this, but if you have like the Xbox One original, of course an Xbox 360 or PlayStation 3 or even just a PlayStation 4, and you're looking at what's next for you, this is a system that will definitely be a viable option, especially because of that Game Pass. The Game Pass makes the Xbox ecosystem just, regardless of them not having, day one launch games or different things like that, that Xbox Game Pass is just something you cannot beat. And being able to play games on the Xbox Series S in this case, or the or PC, or even with like some of the upcoming cloud gaming that they will have for Android devices and TVs and what have you, this makes that the Xbox Series S a almost like a companion to your computer system if you're gaming your PC, as well as just a really, really viable option as a standalone gaming system. So definitely worth a look. Let me know in the comments again what you think, any questions you may have. As always, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon to be notified of all videos. And then if you have any other questions from there, always feel free to reach out in the comments. But as always, stay cozy in that crazy world that we're in. See you next time. Peace.
Never mind.